money could buy. But only 3 years after she was crowned, she was brought back to the Tower Palace by force. This is where she spent both her finest and her final hour. Anne Boleyn's execution at the Tower sounded the death knell for its days as a functioning royal palace.
Thank you.
Anne's final fatal days at the Tower are commemorated every year with the gift of a basket of red roses from a nameless donor. It's a little-known ceremony that has never been filmed before.
Well, I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you one of the sights of the Queen's house, the so-called Anne Boleyn bedchamber, which I think you'll be amused by, if nothing else.
Oh, lovely. This is it?
This is it, indeed.
Oh, good.
This room, perhaps as the name suggests, is where it's generally believed that Anne Boleyn was imprisoned in the days leading up to her execution at the Tower of London. And here you see, you know, a panelled room complete with ye olde four-poster bed, and somewhere on that lintel over there, the remains of an inscription which at once upon a time said Anne, but I think some of it's fallen away. The problem is, nice story, but perhaps the wrong setting, because we know from the accounts that Edmund Walsingham, the lieutenant of the Tower in 1540, only received money from the chamber that year, totalling about £450, to begin work rebuilding this house. So, in effect, this house was built 4 years after Anne Boleyn's death. The visitor in the 19th century expected to come here and see the physical remains of history and to be told that Anne's apartments had been demolished 150 years earlier was just not what they wanted to hear. I mean, they wanted to see the very space and the physical remains of history, and therefore places like this bedroom were created to meet that demand.
Anne was arrested at Greenwich on the morning of the 2nd of May, 1536. She was brought by barge from Greenwich down the Thames to the Tower, just as she had been for her coronation almost exactly 3 years before. But this time, there was to be no gun salute. Kingston wrote that she was almost hysterical, laughing and abandoning herself to tears, and had to be half carried to her quarters. There she was constantly watched by 4 women,
All will be well, my lady,
who reported back everything she said and did. Her trial was held in the same great hall at the Tower Palace that had been decked out for her coronation, without her knowing in advance the actual charges or evidence that would be brought against her. Her uncle presided over the court, and he wept as he pronounced her guilty sentence. She was found to have committed adultery with 5 men and to have plotted the death of the king. Anne's sentence was to be either beheaded or burned at the stake at the king's pleasure.
O Father, O Creator, thou who art the way, the life, and the truth, knowest whether I have deserved this death.
As Anne prayed, the 5 men accused with her were marched out of the Tower and put to death. Their scaffold ran with blood. The night before her execution, Anne's sleep was disturbed by hammering and crashing outside her room. Workmen were building her scaffold. When the time came, she found the executioner had been delayed.
She sent for me and said, "Master Kingston, I hear I shall not die afore noon, and I am very sorry therefore, for I thought to be dead by this time and past my pain. And then she said, I hear the executioner is very good, and I have a little neck. And then she put her hands about it, laughing heartily.
To Jesus Christ I commend my soul, Lord Jesus, receive my soul. To Jesus Christ I commend my soul, Lord Jesus, receive my soul. To Jesus Christ I commend my soul, Lord Jesus, receive my soul.
She kneeled down on both her knees and said, To Jesus Christ I commend my soul.
I commend my soul, Lord Jesus, receive my soul.
And with that word, suddenly, the hangman of Calais smote off her head at one stroke with a sword.